Hey folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's live trading action video. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here. Today's date is Thursday, April 21st, 2016. Take a look at the market here, folks. We are continuing to decline. This is really one of the first declines we've seen that could have legs, and I'm going to explain why. First of all, I want to show you the head and shoulder pattern on this intraday chart. Take a look right here, very clear to see. Right here, shoulder, head, shoulder. Notice how it banged on this level here, but this was the formation of the beginning of the shoulder. Then it came down. Look at how it banged on it again, tried to bounce, but the 20 MA was right there on top trying to push it down, ultimately winning, and then we broke down. Once you closed below that line, that's when the trigger of the head and shoulders became valid. Meaning that essentially, here's your neckline, right? So from this pivot to this pivot, that's your neckline of your head and shoulders, right? So when you break below that, on a closing basis, and this is the intraday 10-minute candle, that's when it triggers. Now, the target on this is to 208. All right, I want to show you this. So 208, if we zoom out, take a look at this. By the way, you're going to have good support here at 208.50. You can see the pivot high, but ultimately this should continue lower. Whether it's today or not, I'm not sure, but at least in the next day or so, you should head down to around 208 or just below. Okay, that'll be the completion of that target. Now, interesting that we're coming into Friday. We'll see how Friday's action goes. But again, I just want to show you this, how amazing the charts are, right? So the volume, first of all, is dead today. So you don't have a lot of volume, which is fine. No big deal, right? But the fact that we're seeing selling in light volume is a big deal. Because usually in extreme light volume like this, it is very unlikely to see selling. So again, that should be taken with a little bit more kind of gravity than a light volume float up day, which is what you generally would expect. And again, you can see we're just off the lows of the day right here, and it's actually, I mean, it's turning out to be a decent drop. We've essentially negated, yesterday afternoon we sold off. That was a good reversal. That was the beginning sign. We put in a nice doji on the daily chart, and then the continuation today is kind of confirming that. So, you know, it's hard to go out on a limb these days because the market's been floating up for so long, but I will go out on a limb and say, based on, assuming we close down here, now, if we rally big into the end of the day, who knows? But if we close down right here or lower, I do believe that a short-term top is in on a pullback to 204. Now, the reason why I say 204 was that was the last major support. So here's your 208.50 level. Target of the head and shoulders is right here to this area right here, 208. And then right here is the 207 level. That'll be a big level. And then ultimately you can go down even a little bit lower. But the big level you're watching now on a pullback is this area right here because we hammered into it so many times. You can see right here. And this is amazing because you had the break up here, and then it tried to break down, and it hit 204, 204, 204, 204, broke below intraday. They saved it by the end of the day back above 204, hammered, and then they broke it out. So when you come down here, you'll have stopping points along the way. Here's going to be a big one. Gap fill right in here is going to be big. There's a couple levels along the way. But ultimately, when you come back to 204, that's going to be the great wall. That's going to be the level where you are going to watch to decide if this correction or pullback off of this latest move is going to be just a minimal one to 204, which is just another 4 and change points, or is it going to be bigger? All right, right now, you only want to assume it's going to be to 204 because you can't assume the break. If it breaks, then you say, okay, now we have a break. Now we're headed to 195. But in the short term, again, you want to just keep it kind of conservative because this market, let's be honest, has been in a bull, raid. I mean, this has been absolutely amazing, the price action on this market. Blows you away, blows me away. We're up 15% in a few months on the S&P. I mean, that's incredible. So watch that, folks. But bottom line is, first target should be around 208. 208.50, you'll get a little bit of a bounce. Looks like we're kissing it already. And again, you can see right here, here's your pivot high right there, right around 208.50. I think you have one more maybe drop. And then, again, that could be it for today. Then we'll see if we continue down and test these other levels. But ultimately, 204 is the level you're watching. All right, guys, bottom line is I'm here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. Come join us, and I look forward to seeing you. Take the 7-day free trial. Take care.